Welcome to part 3 of my video series, Is God Real? In this video, we are going to talk about a sign that just passed and what I believe it was. August 28, 2014. What was this sign about? Did anyone else figure it out? To bring all the new people up to speed, let me recap of what this day was. One of our day counts, which we have not talked about yet, counted back to this day. This sign is also the only sign out of all of them that I've already shown you or that I'm going to show you that have all 7 players that we watch for signs in the heavens. It's got the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. This sign also has a little picture that it makes with the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter. I believe this to be a throne very similar to the one we've already talked about, except with this throne, we're looking right into it with the sun sitting within. But nothing happened on this day. I was sitting here on August 29th scratching my head wondering what this was, and it wasn't until a couple of weeks later when I was remaking this screenshot for this series that we are in right now that I noticed I missed a really big part of this sign. Here's a close-up of part of this sign and what I missed. Let me add a couple of verses to help you out. In Revelation chapter 5 verse 5, Jesus is referred to as the Lion of the tribe of Judah. This is the Lion, you know him as Leo today. Revelation 3:21, to him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I overcame and am set down with my Father in his throne. Look how perfectly this lion is aligned in this throne. It's just on the inside of Mercury here. It's just on the inside of Venus over here. The sun splits it right up the middle, and it's coming down and sitting in this throne with the star Regulus. In one of my earlier videos, I mentioned that I did not know of a verse out of the Bible that matched up with this throne. But now that we know that the lion is sitting in this throne, it matches up with Revelation 3:21 very nicely. But wait, nothing happened on this day. Nothing happened. So what is this sign about? I believe, and this is just my guess, it's not talking about something happening on the earth. It's talking about something happening in the Bible in Revelation 3:21 and where it is located. Revelation 3:21 is located at the very end of the 7th church. The 7th church is the church of Laodicea. It is the church that we see prevalent across the earth today, and this verse is at the very end of it. There is one verse after this. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. And then in chapter 4, verses 1 and 2, we see the rapture. So this sign is directly referencing Revelation 3, 2, 1, end of the churches. And when those churches end, you've got Saturn and Mars in the scales. Back to Revelation chapter 4, verses 1 and 2. Why do I believe these two verses are talking about the rapture? Let's compare them to the other verses in the Bible that are also talking about the rapture. Revelation 4, verses 1 and 2. After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven, and the first voice which I heard was as it were of a trumpet talking with me, which said, Come up hither, and I will shew thee things which must be hereafter. And immediately I was in the Spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. Let's compare this verse to the two main verses out of the Bible talking about the rapture. 1 Corinthians 15:52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. 1 Thessalonians 4:16 and 17. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, we shall be changed. And immediately I was in the Spirit, shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound. The first voice which I heard was as it were of a trumpet talking with me, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout. Come up hither. So we have a few connections in these verses. We have John being transported into the Spirit, just like what will happen with the rapture. And Revelation 4 is after the 7 churches, but before the seals are opened. And then in Revelation chapter 5, verse 9, and they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For thou wast slain, and hast redeemed us to God by thy blood out of every kindred, and tongue, and people, and nation. That is us.